Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night's Messages of Love from Above. Hope you're having an amazing weekend so far. And let's get our desktop all set up here and we will get into it. All right, we're good there. Let's pop out the chat and shrink down this picture. There. All right. And expand. Boom. All right. I think we are good there. All right, perfect. So let us start off by sending some love out to the world. Of course, it can use it, and something we can do every day, and especially if we're feeling, um, you know, a friend, a loved one is going through a hard time. We can send love from our heart, especially if we feel that, like pressure on our heart, like we want to do something, but I can't do anything. It's our heart aching, is our soul expanding and wanting to send love out to the world or to that person. And we can do that, and that's what we're going to do now too. So if you'd like to join me, of course, I welcome that. Whether you're watching on replay or on live right now, we can all join together and multiply the love out to the world. So I'm going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now in this moment. Let everything else go. Beautiful. And as I hit the singing bowl, we'll let that love come down, vibrate, and fill us up and kind of echo out to the world. So here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. We'll put the back here out of the way. And welcome to everyone. And if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. How they work, we do go down first come, first serve in order of the chat. There's no special list, the chat is it. So if you put your question out there, we'll go down the list. And if you don't want to put your business out there, just ask for a general reading, and Spirit knows what you're looking for. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I'll step outside of the free readings, prioritize those, and then dive deeper into those readings, pulling more cards. And then once I'm done, I'll return back and then continue down the list. So before we get into that, though, I do have a couple of little things I'd like to tell you about. First is, if you haven't turned on your gifting membership acceptance button, it's listed here in this this video. But on the first of the month, YouTube gives me 10 free of my Zen Cricket level memberships. And on the first Saturday, so next Saturday morning, I give away 5, and then Saturday evening, I give away 5. And because I have an international audience, so I like to split them up so that everyone has a fair chance at getting to those. YouTube and Spirit choose who the winners are. All I do is click a little button, give away 5, and it chooses them. But you have to have your gift settings set to on with that. Your Zen Cricket membership, it's a month-long one that you win for free. And that gives you advanced access to my podcast, From Chaos to Cozy. I usually record 1 to 2 of those in advance, so you get advance access, and as well as to all of my pick a cards that I usually do about a week in advance, and anything else I record in advance. And then on Wednesday nights, you have access to the cozy chat, where it's an hour from 6 to 7 p.m. Mountain Time, where we talk about chaos. My whole podcast is, we come from cozy, we come down here to experience chaos, then we discover and head back towards cozy. And this is the journey of the dark side of moments we have in our lives and the things Spirit has taught me and helped me move from chaos to cozy in my life. So we talk about that on that night too. If you're interested in just the membership anyway, it's $2.99 a month for that. And then I have a Praying Mantis level at $7.99, which includes everything from the Zen Cricket. Plus, on Thursday nights, we have a Q&A for 2 hours. And then after each one of these 2-hour sessions I have an hour with each of my Praying Mantis members as well. So you get all that for $7.99. So if you're interested, all that information's in the description box of the video, but be sure to click that on for that free giveaway. Also, some other free things that I have. We have, my weekly pick-a cards, they vary. Once a month, I do a pilgrimage meditation, sometimes twice, depending on how many weeks are in the month. But this one, we went to Uluru, which is a rock in the middle of Australia. It's the solar plexus chakra of Mother Earth. So we did a meditation, and then we had a pick a card around the meditation that asks, what does the sun reveal as it shines upon your life? So be sure to check that out if that resonates for you. And then also every other week we have a full moon or new moon pick a card, because we had the lunar eclipse on Monday. This was the Libra full moon lunar eclipse. So it talks about how to make the most of the Libra full moon energy, and then also has a pick a card on there too. And because we're in the eclipse portal, in between eclipses, Monday was the lunar, and then a week from this Monday, we have the solar. So eclipse energy, very powerful, very potent energy. And it usually impacts us 4 to 6 weeks before and after. And we're right here in the middle of the pocket, in like kind of a gateway or portal for the eclipse. So this has an eclipse guide telling you how to make the most of the eclipse energy. And then, of course, I'll pick a card. So be sure to check those out. And then I mentioned my podcast, From Chaos to Cozy. If you're interested in that, here is the playlist if you want to catch up. And then a link to the last episode, Power of Choice, episode 7. Tomorrow, we have a new one coming out. It comes out on Sunday mornings. And of course, we've had a very busy time. If you guys have been feeling a lot of energy, we've got a lot of astral stuff happening. We went into the equinox, spring and fall equinox last week. So this is a reading for a 3-month forecast for each of the individual zodiac signs. So be sure to check that out. And also, of course, the equinox that we have in March introduces Aries season. So happy birthday to all you Aries sun babies. There is a special bonus 3-month reading for all the Aries sun babies, and then there's a pick a card for everyone else. So if you have an Aries in your life, be sure to send them the link and wish them a happy birthday from your bruddaZEN. And then lastly, I did come out with life purpose readings at the beginning of the month, and they're half off until the end of March, which is tomorrow. So through tomorrow, they'll still be half off, and then Monday they'll go to regular price. So all that's the information, blah, blah, yada, yada. I know, but I'd like to make sure you guys know of all the free things that are available for you. So there you go. Many, many blessings to you. All right. Well, let's get into it. I wanted to switch up. I'm going to use the Arcanus Animal Tarot for this session. It's a great little session. Card deck here. I just wanted to switch them up. I've been using these other cards for several days, so I felt like freshening it up tonight. So we have an extra deck. I have 3 that I'm using now. So we'll bring that in there. and we will get into it. So, do have a couple donations. So, first up, we've got the Love1234. Thank you so much for your donation on Z PayPal. So, thank you for that. And then uh, Spiritual Journey Tarot, you said you just donated to. Sorry, just checking here. We're gonna put all the Mercury retrograde energy, have it go somewhere else, please. Things are acting weird. Oops, come on. There it goes. All right, yeah. And so your didn't come through on email, but it came through on text. So fun. Mercury in retrograde. So we'll start with you two. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for your donation. Love1234. Your first question about this job is your last time asking. I won't hold you to that. I'll let you ask whatever questions you want. It is your life. Okay. Now the email came through, but Spiritual Journey Tarot. So, all right. So, is the boss giving you a hard time, jealous of you? We'll take a look here. I mean, I know they've got a lot of stuff going on. I think we talked about their fears before. So, of course, they've got a lot of that stuff here. Ooh, death to the emperor. Don't do anything. Stop. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we've got on the bottom of the deck, we've got the hermit here. So I feel like they are really to themselves and really, you know, um, introverted in a way. They don't get, yeah, they just don't get, you know, um, a lot of interaction. It's just work is like their interaction. They don't have like a lot of people outside of work that, comes in from that. Yeah. That's what people do when they micromanage and condescending. But always remember too, we see everyone through our eyes, we see the version of them that we see. But that doesn't mean that's really what's happening. We just see it through our eyes. Everyone else might feel like they're also treating them that way, even though you don't see it that way. And people might see that they treat you well, and you're like, "What?" but they might say the same thing, like, "Why you think she treats me good? She treats me like a blah blah blah," you know. But that's like I do see here. Death to the emperor. It's like, you know, uh, when someone's a dictator, they plan their demise. But so I get this energy, it's totally like you're saying. It is someone when an emperor, a loving emperor is a loved emperor. A dictator, um, there's another word too, but when there's a dictator, people don't like that. They rebel and they don't feel that way. And so when what changes a loving emperor to a dictator is fear. And that's what comes in here. They've got a lot of fear of not being lovable here with the 9 of Swords, with the 10 of Cups. And I feel like at home especially that they don't get a lot of any relationship that they have. It's like they're very controlled. And so when they're at work, that's their place that they can feel in control. And so that's what happens. It's like a bully. When a bully at home, they get abused, they get bullied. And when they go somewhere else, they become the bully because that helps them feel in control and feel safe. And it's what they've learned. This is what you do. And, you know, when anything happens with a when someone has fear, when their little inner child, they need to feel in control, they need to feel safe, so they become control freaks. I know. Recovering control freak. You always have to keep it in check. Um, and that's what happens is, you try to micromanage, you try to have everything, you need to have it organized, you need to feel in control, you need to have everything set. And that's what happens there. And the condescending piece, that is, a story that's in our head too, being aware of when we how we feel about ourselves. If people can't be condescending to me unless I am condescending to myself on the inside or condescending to others on the outside, which starts from the inside anyway. But, you know, people can't abuse me unless I'm abusing myself in my head, because otherwise I don't allow it. I don't have that story. I don't accept the abuse. I don't accept the condescendedness. We realize that when something bothers us, that there's somewhere inside of us there's a piece of us that's believing what they're saying, or believing the energy of being, I deserve this, and it's like we get to switch and we get to change that and we get to transform that. So I like that, that energy that comes in. But I do agree, your original question, I know we went off a little bit, but spirit. The strength card, here's your Leo energy. That bright shininess, damn it anyway. When you shine bright, you attract the bats. Well, no, you attract moths, right? And mosquitoes. But yeah, so there is, um, insecurity, and you know, you have this natural gift of people, a lot of people just naturally right away just take to you because of your energy, and they have to work so hard at it just to have people not hate them because they hate themselves. They don't have a whole lot of love for themselves. So that's why this flows out. So something that can help with that one, if you um, look at how they act is about how they feel about themselves. The micromanagement is their little inner child feeling unsafe and out of control, and it's doing what it needs to do to feel in control. And the condescending is really this message about how they feel about themselves. So if they talk down to you, that's how they feel about them. And so you're like, oh, yeah, you know, give them a lot of love. All right. So So that's what's happening. And, the story that they're giving me a hard time, they're doing this to me, to me, to me. That's your little inner child too, right? And so something that you can do in this situation, because it will follow you. If it's not them, it'll be someone else, it'll be someone else, it'll be someone else. When we're feeling that, there's something to be looked at inside of us, because they are just simply saying things and doing things. But the story about that, they're have something out for me, they don't like me, da 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 da, is the echoing of what's going on inside of here, and so we're like, okay, this, we're not listening to them, so they speak through the outside world to us. And we're like, oh, this is my inner child talking to me. You don't like me, why are you being mean to me, why are you talking down to me? It's like, wow, okay, let me look at this and see what this means for me. Okay. All right, so that's for that one, and then number 2, I love when you should I be worried? Sure, if you enjoy fear and you wanna be robbed, then we focus on fear of not being robbed. If we, want to experience the fear of being cheated on, then we focus on the fear of being cheated on, and then we get cheated on. You know, it's lovely looking over my life going, "Oh, yeah, I see what I'm like, why did I get all this stuff?" And they show me all the purchase orders, and I'm like, "Oh, these are my signatures. I guess I did ask for this," you know. So you don't have to worry. Do Is it advisable for you to be extra cautious? We can ask that. But you don't have to worry. You don't have to have fear. No, you got the 3 of Wands and the Page of Swords. So I don't feel anything of danger here. This is about seeing things from a different perspective, and again, this 3 of Wands is a different way of you choosing with this new information to change your focus of your energy. You know, if you, again, if you, just to clarify, if you focus on, I'm scared that I'm going to get robbed, we're basically going, I'm so scared I'm going to get robbed. And that energy is like, oh, cue, that's your cue, rob, So instead, you have gratitude for safety, you have gratitude for that you have all the protection, you're divinely protected, and placing a bubble of love, if you want to, um, just imagine this bright, bright light in the middle of you and to see it expand and fill your entire home and your ceiling and your walls and your floors, and go out to your property line if you have a property line, and feel the air with love, and darkness can't come in. Only things of light can, and then you're protected. So that's good. Right? So that's what they have for that. And then number 3, how do you see this here for your brother B? Let's take a look here. So, whoa, all right, brother B. What is happening to brother B here? Let's see. All right. So I see here, they've got this. This is a year where they're really their higher self with this judgment card. They're really stepping into, like, so their higher self is calling them into this different place in their life. And the King of Wands, well, these are really bright here, but over here, the King of Wands here is about them. It's like Emperor energy, where they're really getting this aha of what they want to do with their life, and then they're putting form around it and going for it without fearing what other people will think. You can get the 7 of Wands, which is the sun. That they're standing out, they're standing bright, they're on a hill, they're not feeling like they need to defend themselves. The sun shines and does not ask permission to shine. They don't dim their light. So I feel like they're really stepping into this realization here. As soon as they have this transformation of their emotions with the 5 of Cups, moving from focusing on, why doesn't anything ever work out for me? The victimhood that we all experienced in the beginning, where we feel like, I don't get opportunities and I can't live my dream. It's this movement and this transformation of these emotions that's allowing them to really see possibilities, not feel limitation, and seeing that they get to choose their life, and that life doesn't limit them, only they limit themselves. So I like this switching and changing up for them this year. So by the end of the year, they're really going to be like, all right, I'm going into this. This is what I want, this is my life. Like, I'm going to be a chef. And you're like, what? A chef? But you're like, hey, if that's what your dream is, go for it. So I like that for brother B. And then your 4th question is, will you get that job by mid-April? Let's take a look here. Got the 2 of Cups. Didn't you get the 2 of Cups? Was that the 2 of Cups for that reading here? Well, you got Temperance. I don't think, maybe by the end of April, but the Temperance card is balancing here. Although you got the 2 of Cups that are going back and forth in the Temperance there. It is those 2 cups. I feel like that it is possible for you to do that, but it's the focus of the energy is what's important, right? So focus on gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. If we're we talk a lot about energy, and they keep bringing us back to that because it's such an important thing in our lives. We're the ones driving our lives, and so when we ask, hey, so when will I get that? Well, that depends on me. If I focus on lower vibrational energy, it's going to take longer. Higher vibrational energy comes sooner. And there's a range that it'll happen by how much I'm focusing my energy. So I feel like if as of today, the energy that you have in the moment is, I want that. And we're not in this attitude of gratitude and joy and higher vibration, then it's probably gonna be more towards the end of April, because you got in April, right? But if you, you know, raise your vibration, it speeds things up and you can have it sooner. So I like that. It's in your hands. That's where we want it, right? All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And thank you again for your donation. And then, so Spiritual Journey Tarot, I did get both of your donations. Yay. All right. So thank you for your first donation. And let me see here. Look for your little icon there. There we go. Your first one. So Braylon's thoughts and feelings towards you. Not sure if he loves you. He doesn't express himself. Oh, yay. You did send another question? Let's see here. Oh, you sent for another question. Yeah. Okay. I got that. So I don't see your second question yet, though, right? Okay. Let's take a look here. And so Braylon's thoughts and feelings towards you. Let's look at that first. These thoughts and the feelings. All right, got those. And I want that one and that one. Okay. Right? It's like, dude. And then, yeah, does he love you? And anything to do. Well, let's look. Does he love you? And then what's the deal with the not expressing himself? All right. Just one. All right. So let's take a look here and see his thoughts and his feelings here. All right. All right. And then, does he love you? Okay. What's his problem? Okay. Okay. Yeah, the dude. So, he's got his I'm not doing too good. Help me. And then distance. Well, yeah, that explains. I mean, he definitely, it feels like he's going through like a Saturn return, the devil card, the shaking, the rattling of his world that's going on here. And he does turn to you. And I do see here, you've got the Queen of Pentacles, and also the Empress. So he does see you as this nurturer, as this place of, receiving that assistance and that help, and, you know, um, that place of birthing and change, and they can see that, and they're leaving behind the 8 of Cups. They're working on their emotions. And when we work on our heart, we kind of put up protective walls while we're in heart surgery. We don't do heart surgery in the middle of the cafeteria at an elementary school. That equals death. So, when we're doing our own heart surgery, we kind of wall everything off, and I do feel like that's the distance. But I just feel like that's the norm of where they've been in the past too, because of all this pain, because of all this stuff that they've gone through. They've always had to maintain. Um, it's it's not. Trying to think of there's a like a word that they have of, it's detachment, but it's not like a spiritual detachment. It's like they detach and they kind of step out of their life because they have to kind of function, if that makes sense. So I feel that they're in, and here is that Hanged Man and the Empress. So they are going through that, transformation and that change there, and they're in their cocoon, and you're like, they're sending you messages like they're texting from in their cocoon, and you're like, hello. Because you can't get out. It's like they're in this cocoon, and they're like, yeah, you stick your head in the cocoon, help, and then you go back in, and you're like, what? But hey, hello, hello. And I think they said something, but they're in there, if that makes sense, right? It's annoying. But it's perfectly annoying because, it's the reason it's annoying, and I totally resonate with this because I've had in my life where and it's the same kind of annoying or similar to it of when people ask you for assistance and advice, you give it to them and they don't take it and they keep doing the other stuff and then they complain about something again and you say, "Well, you remember what we talked about? You can do this." And like, "Yeah, yeah, it sounds like a good idea." They don't do it. They keep doing it and they do it again. They come back and like, "Oh my God, I'm so sad. This keeps happening to me." And you're like, "Did you do what we were talking about?" "Oh no, I haven't done that yet." "Well, why didn't you do that?" And then they'll do that. And they're like, "Okay, I'll go do that." And then they don't go do it. They repeat. They come back crying and you're like, "This is the last time." You're like, "You know what?" And, I remember because someone used to be like, "Oh, they keep on coming back into my life, and I keep doing that and everything, and they want me to marry him and everything." I go, "Do it. Give him a ring, marry him, give him full access to your checking accounts, do everything, because until they really royally screw you over, you're gonna keep falling for him." And they were like, "I never heard from them again." But, it is what it is. Yeah, yeah. So, there's this release that you can do of going, "You know what? I'm going to just, you're on your path and I'm not." It's releasing the responsibility for that and, you can refuse the position of nurturer. It's like, yeah, he asks you to for this position, but then he's in the middle of working through all of that, and it's like, "All right, I tell you what, you get to relax. You don't have to take on these expectations and the responsibility of this position because it doesn't pay anything." It's a volunteer position, and you can just release it and go, "You know what? If he asks me anything, I'll answer him in the moment, and if he takes it, he takes it, he don't, he don't." That's what I learned in my life is I channel spirit, I'm not responsible if people take it or not. And that was hard. It was hard to let go of this hero inside of me that wanted to help everyone. They're like, "You're helping by being the voice. You're bringing it, and when they're ready, they'll make a change, but they won't change till they're ready. And if they're really enjoying their pain and suffering, they're not gonna wanna change it because their ego is enjoying it, and if they're in their transformation, we just release and it's like, I don't have to be stressed about it. I can only control me. When we feel out of control, I love Byron Katie, I think it's Byron Katie. She says, "When we are in other people's business, we're out of our own, and that's when we feel stressed, alone, out of control, anxiety, and all of that because we're out there in other people's business and we're not here back on our own. When we return home to where we're at, then we're safe and we're good here, right?" So, and so it's like, yeah, letting it go. You know, you were asking to if he loves you, and he does, there's mutual love here with the 6 of Cups. In fact, there's even some past life connections here with them that are there, and that's okay, maybe that's maybe that's the agreement for this lifetime. No matter what, don't let me help you. I wanna overcome this and release myself from trying to feel like I'm, um oh, what was her name? She was the famous nurse that helped everyone, right? It's like, I don't have to be that, that person. I don't have to be this for everyone. I get to be this for myself first. So maybe that's kind of a hidden lesson within all of this that's going on too. Um, but he does love you, and he doesn't express himself because again, we come back to this 8 of Pentacles, which is he's doing the work. And this brings us back to, both the Devil card and the Hanged Man, he's got all this happening, so I just feel like he's disconnected and detached. Yeah. So I like that. We've got the Full card here, which is, letting go of old cycles, the beginning of a new adventure, free of expectations. And I like that for you with them with this, because then you can, just be, and you don't have to worry, and that it's such a wonderful feeling. I can like remember the first time that after someone told me something and I was just like, I wasn't attached to any outcome. I was just like, well, are you just wanting to vent, or did you want actually ideas on how you can transform that? They're like, "Oh, no, no, I want ideas how I can do it." I go, "Well, you can do this or you can do that." And they're like pushing back, "Well, no, 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 no. Well, no, 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 no." They're pretty much knocking down what uh, was coming through. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, those are some ideas, but that's what's coming through. But what do you think? What do you think you should do? You know? And it just felt very free. Yeah. Well, it's you're learning, so you're not wasting time, because if you have freedom and you're able to release yourself from being the mother nurturer of the village, and you get to be mother nurturer for yourself, it's time well spent, because it is freedom on the other side of that. It's just like, I can tell when, I've got this, you know, uh when that hero starts to come back up again, because I can tell I start to get agitated because, like, someone's complaining about something, and I'm like, "Well, have you thought about doing this here?" And, "Well, oh, no, no, da, 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 da," all these excuses of stuff, and I start to go, like, "Well, then why are you, crying about it to me if you don't wanna hear advice?" And on the inside, it's like, "Oh, reminder." I'm like, "Oh, that's right." And then I just my attitude totally changes. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I see where you're coming from. Well, I'm gonna go do my little da 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 da, so, have a good one." You know? And you just release it. You're just like, "Oh, okay. This is just a reminder for me. I don't need to fix anything. Nothing's broken. Nothing needs to be fixed, right?" Um, see, will he talk to you soon? Oh, let's pull a timing card. I got two timing decks that we put together, and let's see when is he going to reach out and chat with you or talk to you? We'll see. I'm using these as a guinea pig. See how they resonate. We're going to test them out. All right. Well, it's good because it's March 30th. So possibly today or tomorrow, or in the next 30 days. But I feel like that's pretty cool. Some today or tomorrow. So let me know if that comes about, because that's what came out. Yep. Oh, oh, oh. I hear you. And then you also made a second donation for a second question, right? I don't think you put the second question yet, right? So if you want to pop that in, then I will answer that. And then Crow's Nest, your two donations will be next. Thank you. Hello, hello. And then Elaine, hello, hello. You'll be up after that. And then if there's no other donations, then we'll jump in and start the free readings. But if anyone wants their reading prioritized, and I do dive deeper into them as well, obviously, as you guys see, otherwise they're just usually one or two card readings, but we dive deeper in for the donations as well. All right, so general for the next few weeks. You did move into your apartment. Yay! Are you loving it? Are you loving it? Let's take a look here. So let's take a look here and see what they want you to know for the next 2 weeks. Look that one there too. Yeah, so the next 2 weeks, you've got the Magician as the underlying energy, which we really like that, because there is this, movement, and whatever you focus your energy on is what grows and expands. So I know with the especially with our you know, eclipse energy, there's a lot of, you know, opportunities for significant beginnings and endings. And the magician card being the one is this opportunity to spark some beginnings so you can really use this eclipse energy and begin some things, right? Yeah, yeah. So you have this energy of you have the ability to really make, you know, make things happen with this too. Got the 3 of Pentacles, so it is about being true to the authentic you, not trying to be someone that everyone else wants you to be. I like this reminder from Spirit just to, you know, there will be individuals that'll have their opinions about, you know, what you should, blah, 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 blah. And then some people, sometimes we fear them because they're like, oh, they get upset when I don't do what they want me to do. And other people, I'm afraid I'll lose their support if I don't do what they want me to do. But this is about being true to you during these 2 weeks and really look into what do I want? Not what I'm thinking I'm supposed to want, but what do I want? And I feel like the magician really focusing in on that really helps that too. Okay, and there is movement and communication here with the Hanged Man. And 6 of Swords is movement, you know, movement of thought and belief and, you know, belief, letting go of some fears, movement, choppy waters to calmer waters. So I feel like your interactions with the Hanged Man over the next 2 weeks do activate here more often. So I like that. The Hanged Man, you know, of course, is the individual there. So I like that. So it will pick up, you know, but it has to do with your energy too. So something that you can do with like I want to hear from someone, I want to you know, when we like I want and I want, then we're telling spirit, I really enjoy wanting but not getting, you know. So our energy is so powerful. If instead I start focusing on gratitude, like if I'm thinking I'm having these lower vibrational energies of I want him to communicate more, he's not communicating enough, then I how I change that is I let that go and I focus on gratitude. Like, you know what? I'm gonna write down all the times that I appreciated the conversations that we had. I appreciated and had gratitude for the communication we did have, and the communication I had with others, and the communication I have in my life. And then that tells spirit, I enjoy communication. They'll bring more of it to us, right? Like, well, I really would like to be, you know, their girlfriend. And with the way that things have been going, I don't know why. I'm just kidding. You're very patient. You can have gratitude. Thank you for the patience that you've given me to endure this. But you can also, you know, again, focus on the gratitude around things. That's what helps with the communication with all that. Um, yeah, 7 of Swords. So letting go of the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have, you know, cheated us out of things in the past. So the mindsets, right, that, you know, these you know, are deceiving mindsets, like they are supposed to do this and they're not, there's disappointment. When I let go of the chain and I let go of the supposed to and have to, and I just put it in the I surrender all of it to the hands of the creator and I come back to the moment, it's beautiful. In fact, we're almost finished reading this in the Praying Mantis. The Power of Now is an amazing book that allows us, yeah, right, the control and fear, exactly. Allows us to come back to this moment because when I'm in the future, I'm in fear and anxiety. When I'm in the past, I'm in sadness and depression. But when I come back to the now, I have everything I need and I can let go of all the other stuff and I can just focus on what needs to be done next. But when I'm all and I'm looking into the future, that's where I get my, you know, um, all that type of energy. So it's a beautiful book. I read it years ago, and someone I forget who asked me in chat, "Hey, have you ever read that?" And I'm like, "It's been a long time." And I'm like, "Wow!" And I bought it used, and We've been reading it in our praying mantis session, and it is blowing me away. I'm like, wow, this means so much more now than it did a decade ago when I read it, and I think I read it twice too over the last while. So I would highly recommend it if that resonates for you. Yeah, because you have the King of Swords. So, master of communication, higher education, seeing things from a higher perspective. Your 2 weeks is really about looking at your mindsets, clearing away a lot of thoughts and beliefs that are rooted in fear, right? And that's what happens is we're given all those supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, and those are the source of our anxiety. Things not meeting up to the expectations. And the whole thing is like when someone gives us this, I'm sorry, if we have these many expectations and someone gives us all of this, we still live in most of the time in lack. Sometimes they hit it and it's so much energy just to get to zero, right? But if they're giving us this and we lower our expectations instead of living life in lack and anxiety and frustration, we live a life of abundance and gratitude because we see all of this that they're able to give. And in fact, the more that we celebrate people and even to their face, sincerely and specifically, telling someone, you're great, doesn't hold a whole lot of water. But if I told you, like, spiritual journey tarot, something I love about you is you never give up on people easy. You are so patient, you're so kind, and you're so giving to them almost to a fault, but you are, so powerful with that. When you want something, you can go after it and you have the staying power. And if you got something like that every day from someone, you would want to give them more than what you're thanking them for, right? So I like that. So that's what they have for you, my dear. The next 2 weeks should be really freeing and opening, and I feel like a good, clear communication comes in. But you're learning a lot about what you have yourself in here too. Yeah, yeah, and the energy again. If you focus on fear of not having enough, "Oh, I hope, instead of gratitude, right? I'm so grateful that you found this place, that you brought this to me, and thank you for allowing me to stay in it and providing the funds. I'm so grateful for you. You just focus on the higher vibration. Lower vibration, they're like, order up. They want to feel the fear of wanting and not having enough. And, it's like, no, I want to have gratitude. Attitude of gratitude, right? So, absolutely. That's what they have for you. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. So we can always use those reminders, I know, right? We our life there's so much about focusing on the other things that it definitely is our go-to as humans when we're anxious. We will focus on fear and then we grow the fear. We're not taught, when we're growing up, no, no, don't fear, focus on gratitude. If we taught that from when we were children, can you imagine? Wow. All right. So many blessings, my dear. Hang in there. And thank you for your double donations as well. Alrighty. And then we have Crow's Nest. Hello, hello. So thank you. Let's give your first donation some love and a like. Thank you so much for that. And you want to know what can you expect in love in the near future? All right. Okay. Wow. So our card came flying out of the deck. We'll just start with that. The star card, dreams come true. I love it. What a way to start it. Can we just stop there? You have the dreams come true coming. Well, let's get some details. Okay. No, those aren't yours. They just butterfingers flying out of the deck here. But wow, I love it. Let me just shuffle these up. There we go. Hey, crow's nest. Oh, you're so kind. Thank you. All right, let's take a look here. So, what else about those dreams come true about love in the future here? Okay, get those and that one and that one. I know it's like I don't want to ruin it. Pull more cards. All right. Wow, I love it. So, I know it's been a long time coming here. It feels like with the 7 of Pentacles, the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. And then you have the Empress, which is new birth, new harvest. So, this is like this by itself would have been like, all right, well, it's unfolding, it's getting there. But this is like, bam, we've got the sensuality, we got the birthiness, we got the nurturing that's coming in here. So I like this that it's been worth the wait, or it will be worth the wait. You're like, I don't know, like it's hard to say now, but when it happens, we will, you know, it'll be there. Yeah. Because you got these three cards coming out together, which again, temperance, which is, a patience, and that, it's all about alchemy going back and forth, and it slowly churns and changes, and suddenly boom, it is gold, and it happens that way. Yeah, yeah, so they're coming here. But there's yeah, so it's unfolding. What was I gonna say? Oh, because you got the star card, and then you have that's one card, then you got two cards, and you got three cards. One, two, three. It's stepping, and it's been unfolding step by step. And I like that here. And you've got the Six of Pentacles. So they're saying here that part of what was going on here with the Six of Pentacles, I think, have we talked about the Take 10 with Zen episode about balancing your out of balance, giving and receiving? Just in case, I'll put it out here anyway. But there's this, you've been working on this, and this just helps. Okay, as well. So you have been working on this, and for anyone else that resonates with, episodes 4 and 5 in this talk about how our energy draws things in faster or throws things further away, and our out of balance, giving and receiving that we have running on autopilot below us keeps things away from us too. And so dealing with those things helps bring things in. So, this temperance time that's been going on, that's what you've been looking at here. And you've been working on that self love with the Four of Cups too, realizing that the cups of the outside world don't fill us up, but are the Ace of Cups that's offered to us is what makes us feel full and overflowing. So I like that they're saying there was a purpose to all of this, the timing, and like, oh god, but it is working out. And then we'll be headed into yeah, you'll be heading into dreams come true again. Nine of Cups, the other dreams come true card. So you got both the dreams come true and the Page of Wands, which is a new spark, a new passion, a new love that's coming. So definitely, I like this. They're like, I know it's been a long trip. It's like a little kid driving cross country to Disney World. It's going to be worth it, really. And they're like, it better be. And it's like, no, it will be. It will be. And they're like, all right, I'm going to listen to you, right? And then they get to Disney World, and you're like, can the first time, like, you walk into that place, you're just like, "What happened?" So it's like a dream come true. Oh, that's so funny that they bring in that, because the Disney they used to have Disney movies on when I was a young child, and they used to have "When You Wish Upon a Star." That's how the da 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 that theme song came on. And that's what it is. You're about to arrive at Disney World, not Disneyland. Disneyland's pretty cool too. I've been there. I've never been to Disney World, but Disneyland. But Disney World, right? I love it. So there you go. Love is a coming here. And let me put these cards back in, and I'll try a timing card here. I've am doing an experiment. I found two timing oracle decks, and I combined it into one big deck for timing. And then I also found a lover's oracle. So I like these. I like to give them a try, and so we're going to see if they'll communicate. And we'll look at for validation and for if they resonate. So let's look at timing here. Anything on timing that you would like to let us know, please? All right. I like it. At noon in spring. We're in springtime here. At noon. That's interesting. Maybe you're going to meet them at lunch somewhere. High noon. That's interesting about the noon. Keep that in the back of your head. But spring, so I feel like here we are. We just hit the spring equinox. So within the next 2 to 3 months, that they're going to be coming in there. So I love it. Yeah, you'll have to say, "Oh my god, yeah, I met someone and our first date was at noon for lunch or coffee at noon," or something that's funny. So let's take a look here, and we'll pull from the Lover's Oracle too. What else would we like to know about this here? Wow. I love this. So I don't know who I am anymore. And I like this energy. So this individual that's coming in has this type of energy around him. And um, I like this. I feel like they're at the point in their life, which I feel like you have had probably in the last year in a big way, right? Where you feel like you just took the table and took everything off the table and swiped it off and said, of the identity of who you are, right? You're just like, "You know what? Scoop it all off, and I'm gonna choose now what I put back on the table." And so I feel like they're in this place of they're doing their self-discovery, and I like this, that this is the time that you guys meet because I feel like they're in the cocoon, you know, how a caterpillar becomes caterpillar juice. They're determining what their beautiful, wings look like, so I like that. So I like those. I like those cards. All right. No, I have not started any of the free readings yet. I still have a few more of the donations to go. So not yet. All right. So that was the first one. And then let's give here. Let me give this second one a little love. Thank you for your extra donation there. I appreciate that. And we will do that. All right. So, Chris, the Leo's next actions towards you. Let's take a look here. Shuffle these up. Let me move this thing out of the way again. There we go. All right. So, what are Chris the Leo's next actions towards you? All right. Such a Leo. He's such a lower vibrational Leo, isn't he? So, sorry, I was cold earlier, but when spirit starts to flow, I feel like I'm flushed. There we go. So, let us really look at this energy, right? Because the bottom of the deck, we've got the two sixes. We've got the lovers and we've got the 6 of Wands, which is all of this equal passion, this equal love. And, these are their intentions, that we're looking at here. And I don't know, I feel like, you know, the first card that came out is the Emperor card, right? This is okay. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I want. This is what I want to head to and do, right? This Aries, fiery energy, and then the Seven of Wands, which is the energy of I want to be seen. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to do what I want to do. So, you know, let me just show you these other cards first. And you got the King of Pentacles. So, all about the fullness of life and getting everything I want in the outside world. And, the love and the higher love and all of this coming in here, right? It all looks good on paper, literally paper cards. But, the energy I pick up here, and you can see if this resonates with you or not, but it's like they they have their identity based outward, like so outward. It's about the relationships I'm in, the passion that I have, that I'm the drive and the stuff that I'm accomplishing in life, how I'm seen and how I stand out, the pentacle king of pentacles, all this feels like the lower expression of Leo energy, and the page of cups, it's all about the love that I have, you know, it's it's great. It's a great dream to have, but when it's all outward facing and there's not that going on in the inside of them, it's it's a dream and that's great, but I just don't feel like there's this um so the way that your spirit guides are explaining it is like um someone can have all the intentions in the world to want to do something and be super excited about it, but if you don't have the ability, you know what it's an empty promise, an empty dream kind of energy here. And they could want and want and want, but if over time you were like, well, show me this stuff first, show me this, all this amazing love that you want to give, show that to me right now. Well, it'll be later. Okay, well, show me abundance. Well, that's later. You know, you don't have to ask them to show you the passion. That's just they're like, yeah, I'll show you that. Okay, no, these other things, um, and the wanting to be seen. So I feel like the passion and the want to be seen is their fire energy. They're very capable of that, right? Um, and even some of the emperor energy. Um, about, "Oh, this is what I want, and these are my plans," and I could put a lot of action around it, but I feel it's it's like but, so we do have that all of that there, and so I feel like their next actions towards you will be promises, it feels like, if they're brave enough to do that. If it doesn't before they get that, this is their intention of their next actions is, "I'm gonna get my life together, and I'm going to show you all this, and I promise you, I promise you, I promise you." And it's like, mm, and, it goes back to that, there was a great meme, I don't know if I ever read it to you, but there's this great meme that, let me see here. I think I can find it really quick because it's so um, right on the money for this here. Let's see. Is it this one? Yeah. Wow, right to it. You know it's spirit when you look into your phone and pictures that are this big, you're just like, is that it? Oh yeah, it is. Sometimes people can't reciprocate because they can't give you what they can't give themselves. Those who are at war with themselves can't give you peace. Those who betray themselves can't give you loyalty. Those who lie to themselves can't give you honesty. See them as they are, not who you wish them to be. And it's almost like that with they aren't being true to themselves and seeing themselves as they truly are. They're seeing themselves as they wish they could be. So that's the kind of energy that comes within, especially with this dream come true. Why do you want to go to Knott's Berry Farm if you're familiar with that in California? Why do you want to go to Knott's Berry Farm when you can go to Disney World? Knott's Berry Farm is it's like a little smaller amusement park near Disneyland. Um, it's in comparison of Disneyland, it's like comparison to Disney World, it's so that's what I feel's coming in there for you, Crow's Nest. So hopefully that resonates there. But I yeah. I think it's time to set to release the lion back into the wilderness. All right. But thank you so much for your donations. I greatly appreciate those. You're welcome. I'm really like Born Free. I still remember Born Free. It came out. I mean, I must have been like 6, 7 years, like 50 years ago. Oh my gosh. And when they released because it was these lion cubs and they raised them and they went to release them out there. When they released them, I cried and cried and cried. So they just showed me that. Release them into the wild. Oh, enjoy. All right. So many blessings to you. All right, Elaine, you are up. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that some love and a like there. Oh my gosh. So you want to know, how did P Davis and DDoS feel after you called the police on them? They really thought they were about to harass me all summer. Crazy and miserable. Wow. All right. Let's take a look here and see what their energy was after you called the police on them. All right. So that is Davis and this is DOS. And then how do they feel now? Like, we're going to put energy like right after that. And then how do they feel now? All right. All right. Oh, wow, that's so funny. Okay. So, see, Elaine, are you here? Yeah. Hey, how are you? Scroll down. So, the first one, let me get the names right here. So Davis is first, Das is second. So Davis, they were very balanced here when you called them there. It's like they kind of understood and they didn't freak out too much. And now they're still balanced in temperament here. So they must be the calm, balanced one here, because they maintained it. They were like that then, and they're like that now. They're just like, you know, it's all right. It's what happened. So boom, boom, boom. Um, Das, yeah, they were very conflicted, very argumentative, very a lot of confliction here with the Five of Swords. It's the fives are conflict and it's battling, and they had a lot of their head woo, woo, with their heart rah, rah. So they had a lot of they were upset about it, more so. Yeah. So that's what they did in the beginning. Like when it happened, they got all right. I don't care about it. Exactly. And so they were like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah," because pride and fear igniting, and all this type of thing. Um, but now they have the Eight of Cups, which they're now having some a little bit of time to think and calm down. The Eight of Cups here is about leaving behind emotions and things that don't serve them. And I feel like they're really realizing that this isn't worth it. And what am I doing? Why was I doing this? And so I feel like there's a little bit of emotional change that happens in them because of this. So I like that you stood your ground here. Yeah. Yeah. Because we've got the Three of Wands, which is a change of direction, and the Page of Cups, which is new interest. They're gonna go pick on someone else. But they are. It's like there's this newness coming in here, a change of direction, and um, you know, so I feel like the message got through to them, and they realize it's not worth it to do this. Um, and Yeah, even on the bottom of the deck, yeah, we've got the tower card, so it kinda happened out of nowhere, right? The police showed up and they're like, "Oh god." And here's the police showing up with the justice. They're even in blue. And the Hierophant too, which is like the judge and those types of things. So, there's a lot of this energy here of that the shock. It really did shock and and so that's why this came in here. So I feel like it did served its purpose. One is just really laid back. Maybe they smoke a lot of weed or something, but they just felt like very all right. That's the kind of energy I feel like they're just like okay, and they still are that way, and they're fine. The other one was the one that was like, "Ah, rah, 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 shoo, shoo, rah, 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 rah." But then they were like, "You know what? It's not worth it. It's you need to." So I like it. so so there you go. I like it for you. So smooth sailing. I feel like yeah, the conflict has transformed. The energy is transformed to something to conflicting to something more calm and friendly. So oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense with the justice and the judge and the hierophant then, because they're like, "You wanna go before the judge? Do you want to take a chance at going back?" And that I think was like, "Nope, nope, 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 absolutely not." So, boom. Yeah, I like this too. You have on the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Pentacles taking care of you. Um, so I like all this, yeah. It's like, nurturing yourself, giving you what you need and what you want, and doing things for you. Very empowering, isn't it? So I love that. Yeah, even you got the sun, victory, movement, uh, the sun shining brighter, 3 of cups, joy, celebration. So I like that. So it seems to be a positive outcome and yeah. Yeah, find somebody that doesn't know it's y'all. Bye. You're so funny. So I like it, Elaine. Very good. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Enjoy the quietude. All right. And then Patty, you are up next. Thank you so much for your donation. And let's give that a love and a like there. Good to see you. And you saying that what can you expect in the first week of April? I know I can't believe that's next week already. Crazy, huh? Don't worry, I'm not going to do any April Fool stuff on the first. Can you imagine if I just did a entire free live session and it all was April Fools? Just kidding. April Fools. You'd be like, bruddaZEN, we're going to find you and we're going to take care of you. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Take a quick sip here. Very good. I like it, Elaine. All right. So, Patty, let's take a look here. You've got several cards here. Let's see what we've got here. All right. All right. All right. Well, I really, it is a week of really stepping into your power of choice. I like it because it's like you've been learning this. You really been focusing on this because you got the 2 of cups. Sorry, little not two. There we go. 2 of cups here, which is the power of emotional choice. That's on the bottom of the deck. And then you also have the 2 of wands on the cards that came out. Whoops, and the 2 of swords. So this is all about emotional choice, energetic choice, mental choices. I get to choose the story. I get to choose my energy. I get to choose the emotions I want to feel. And I like this because I feel like it's not that it's a testing ground, but I feel like with the things that are changing and churning next week in your in your week that you're able to recognize. I feel like it's validation of look at how far you've come and how you can. I normally would have chosen this because that's the way I was raised, but I'm choosing this because this is how I'm wanting to look at things. I used to feel like this when this situation would happen, but now I'm feeling this way. And my energy used to focus on the fear and this, but now I'm focused on the gratitude. You're really seeing in these situations that are unfolding next week because you do have kind of like this tower moment where something suddenly changes next week, something is removed or brought into your life suddenly out of nowhere. And normally it would be like, "Help, I'm on fire, I'm on fire." Now you're like, "Oh, what's that?" And you're like, "Okay." You're not like it used to be like panic. Now you're like, "Okay, we got this." And I like this. And you have the sun card, which does show you you got this. It's one of the most bright, um, victorious cards that comes in there. And so I like that energy that comes in here for you. So you really see this and go, oh, okay, this is what's happening here. You even have the devil card coming in, which is shaking and rattling one of your long held beliefs in your life. And you are realizing, I like how you're with your two of swords energy. You're like, wait a minute, I'm getting upset about this, but why am I trying to protect this small t truth? Why does that matter to me? And you're like, it doesn't, and you release it. And I like that because there's this freedom on the other side of it. And you're like, oh, I love this feeling a lot more than plotting revenge, kind of, not that you would, that's just a joke, but, I like this energy of being able to release and just surrender something going, "It doesn't matter to me. I can release that. It doesn't define me. I don't need to defend it with my life. It can just go." And, all right, this feels good, I like that. You also have movement of emotion that's coming in here, which, yeah, I love this, how each of these 2s, you know, dealt with something here because you got the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups and the Two of Cups. You've got all these, this power of choice of emotional situations that rise where your intuitiveness allows you to choose a different emotion and your connection to your emotion. The Devil card, the Two of Swords, helps you look at the difference between, your thinking around things, and the Two of Wands is the energy of how you look at the tower and how you react to that and what you focus on with it all. So there is this beautiful, you know, um, empowerment, this validation of and reflection of where you've been, and the use and putting into to put in use this power of choice. And I just like this that you're this is what the first week of April is. There's a lot of opportunity to, get drowned by a tsunami, but you've learned to surf in the meantime. So here comes this large wave, and you're like, all right, surf's up. And you grab your surfboard and you go jump on top of it and you ride the wave instead of being drowned by it. And you're like, this is so cool. It's very empowering, if that makes sense. But that's what's coming in for you. So beautiful, beautiful. So many blessings to you. Thank you again, Patty, for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And then Mia, you are up next. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that some love and a like there. Hello, hello. Can you ask? You sure can. So, what did F feel listening to the music you sent? All right, let's take a look here. What emotions did he feel? All right, let's take a look here. All right. What about this? And what about this? All right. Wow, what did you send him? We got the 10 of Wands, so definitely a lot of passion, a lot of energy that came in with that one there. So, some of the music, maybe you sent him more than one, but something really made him passionate, um, you know, with what they listened to. Um, one of them with the 5 of swords and the major arcana 5, the Hierophant, one got him really thinking about some things, some high capital T truths and some, it made him it created this conflict inside where they wanted to think about something deeply. So one of them really ignited them into this thinking type of energy coming in. And then there's also the Queen of Cups, which she rolls over cups, so she's the Master of Cups, a lot of deep emotion. So, there was this wide variety of different emotions that triggered, beneath the surface here. Um, it feels like more like memory, emotional memories. Oh my gosh, you can't make it up. Yeah, all these multiple emotional memories that came in. So multiple emotions, 7 of Cups is emotional, almost emotional confusion. But yeah, definitely a lot of different things that it spawned on there. So that must be some quite of a playlist. But that's what music does, though. It's like so powerful. Um, it's like pictures. We learn through pictures, but we also music just touches so deep into our soul. Music calms the savage beast, as they say. It's such a powerful, powerful energy, and it sparks and embarks. It does make us think. It does make us feel. Does make us how can you say passionate? It drives those things. So yeah, a wide variety that came in here. So well done on your playlist. But that's what they have for you, Mia Mia. So tons of different things that happen there. So I'm not sure if it was one song or several, but it definitely, impacted him in many ways. So that's what they have for you, Mia Mia. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. All right. And then we've got Infinity is one up next. So thank you so much for your sticker. What is that? The heart glasses you're seeing through the eyes of love. So thank you so much for your sticker and your donation, Infinity. You don't know how to phrase this question. Basically, would it be a mistake to keep them in your life? Like, is the lesson I'm supposed to learn is what I don't, or how to let go, or something? All right, let's take a look here. And yeah, I get what you're saying. Sometimes the lessons we learn is by watching someone's life and going, "Oh my god, I am learning by watching them explode," or I learn by our interactions together, or I learn by, being able to release and let go. So it's we learn so many different ways. I can definitely, I can understand that for sure. So let's take a look here. So if you kept them in your life, there's no mistakes, there's no right or wrong in spirit's world. There's just different choices with different experiences, right? So if you let them stay in your life, I pulled these cards. If you don't keep them in their life, this is the cards, right? So if you kept them in your life here, let's see what we have here. Okay, and then if you don't. All right. See, and that's what I like is that there's neither here nor there. If you keep them in your life, you will, you'll learn through here. Your human will feel like it's like, there's benefit from it. The relationship is faded that, you guys have learned in, so you are gleaning from it. Your human does say, okay, I am learning from this, right? You have the Ace of Swords here too, which is about higher learning and you're seeing things from a different perspective because of this interaction. You can even see the the Ace of Swords down here. So it's in both here. Boop, boop. And then you also you have the Three of Wands. Eventually, you will take a different direction when new information comes in. When you feel you've learned what you've needed to learn from them, you will step up as the Emperor and change direction. So you will eventually let them go out of your life. And, just so they know that they're not going to be in your life forever. Um, and once you're done, you will be the one that changes direction. So they won't be the one. You'll have to be the one that goes, okay, I think I've learned everything I need to learn here and I'm ready to let it go. If you let them go and if you move them out of your life right now, you have the Eight of Cups, you have the Eight of Wands, you will have a lot of emotional energy returned back to you. Um, and I feel like they'll end up, you would end up letting other people go out of your life too. All this Wands energy is all this. Each relationship and each emotion that you let go allows you to retain that energy back to you here. So I like it that they're saying, it's up to you because it's neither here nor there. You're learning your lessons. If you want to learn them really, really even deeper, you can, but you can, you can let them go um, and then begin to when you have this wonderful feeling of I'm choosing to let someone go out of my life because I don't feel like I'm giving 70, 80, 90%. They're only giving 10, 20, 30% consistently. Relationships, of course, fluctuate, but if it's always and mostly been this, and you're like, if you ever need it, they're not there. It's like, well, let me evaluate this. What have I learned about myself through this? And you're like, yeah, I think I'm good. So hopefully that, yeah, I should not have done that. Or like Urkel, did I do that? But yeah, so you know, it feels, either way is good. I know this feels good. This feels like, okay, eventually it's not too far in the future that you would end up doing it anyway, with those cards, but I feel like, you've learned a lot about yourself through it all, which is great. You are very welcome. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. So many blessings to you, to you. All right. And thank you. Of course, I think I thanked you for your donation, but thank you. I really appreciate that. That little sticker cracks me up. All right. And then Tavi T, thank you for your donation over on Zcash app. And then KDK, you'll be up after that. Yeah, I do all sorts of readings, Katie. Like you mean like what is your purpose with a relationship with someone or yourself, or we can ask spirit anything. Yeah, so absolutely we can definitely do that. So Tavi T, let me see here. Did you ask your question already, Tavi? If not, pop it down below. I don't see it on the Cash App request. I don't think it even has a big area for it, but let's see here. Let me just scroll up since I haven't really viewed. Going, and gone. All right. And KDK, if you want to put what your question is, we can pull for that as well. I'm going to take a quick sip here. Do I do soul contract readings or something? So that was your question? So yes, I do. I don't have to pull cards for that. So you want to The soul contract is your soul contract with the world for your life purpose. Is that what you're meeting? Or between you and someone, is what I just want to clarify. So I'll zero in for you. All right, Tavi, thank you so much. So, how does NV feel about you? All right, let's take a look here. Let's give this a little shuffle. And thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Okay, for a person. Okay, gotcha, Katie. All right, Tavi. So let's see here. How is Envy feeling about you right now? What kind of energies are they coming in? Of course, that can change. If they have heartburn, they can feel differently about you once they take their antacids. That's the whole thing about humans. Feelings are so fickle. If they go into fear, all bets are off. They act like a fool. But let's take a look here and see what we've got going on here. So, how do they feel about you here? Okay. All right. you know, they got this the temperance card coming in here, which the temperance card is, it's patience, it's temperance, temperament, it's, you know, being calm and slow to anger and this going back and forth. So I feel like they're weighing things, like their emotions go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. That happens that way. So it's like, okay, we get that, you know, that they're um I don't feel like they're rubber banding, but they're going back and forth between their head and their heart, in a way, right? Because they do have here on these cards that came out, they've got the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So both of these have emotion. All queens are given cups. So they've got emotion that's below the surface with both of these, but one is passion. So they have this passion towards you. They see you as a fiery individual, as someone who's passionate, and they have passion towards you. But the Queen of Swords is also, again, this balancing energy between head and heart. And so, they've got these thoughts that are going on, they've got these emotions going on, they've got these passions going on between it all. But below the surface, if you're like, well, why haven't they like done anything? Why haven't they really acted on this? Or why aren't they consistent? Or, well, it's because of this. They've got the Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Eight of Swords is they're discovering what of their own fears have blinded him and binded him, kept him trapped and restricted. And these have to do with the Five of Pentacles, which is the card of lack, of abandonment, being left behind, being left out in the cold, being less than, and they've got these that they got when they were growing up that is what keeps them from stepping forward because the heart is like on a leash and the mind is the one that has all those fears that they've created these I say they created these like roles, these cage bars to keep them safe because we know what happened before. I let you just run off. We got hurt. We're not going to let that happen again. So they've got a lot of these safety, features like putting up a baby gate so the baby doesn't bounce down the stairs. They're like, well, we got to put this up so the heart doesn't break again. So we're putting up a gate, and that's what this gate is, and this is what keeps them back from moving forward, with this, here. But they've got the passion, the attraction, the, energetic and physical attraction, the passion. They got emotion rolling in there. They got thoughts but then they've got these fears that go, whoopsh, nope, you're not doing much with that. And so they've got all that boiling down on the inside, and they do feel very restricted by all of this. I mean, if you just look at this picture, that pretty much, you know, is how they're feeling right now. They just feel, no, 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 blank, it's like you don't want a dog to chase after a squirrel, you cover its eyes, right? That's what kind of energy that's coming through here. So they do have that energy there, but they've just got some past issues or challenges with their self-esteem and self-love from earlier in life that is bubbling below the surface. That is what's holding them back from moving forward on things. But I like the Eight of Swords though, because that means they're questioning those thoughts and beliefs, and that means the release is in the future. Not sure how much in the future yet, but they're working on that. So it's like, okay, well, we'll see. Is it worth the wait? So that's what they have for you, Tavi. So many blessings to you. And thank you again for your donation. Appreciate that. All right, Katie K, you are up. So let's give your donation some love and a like here. Let's see here. Okay, your actual question. Thank you so much. Let's give those both a love and a like. Does Jordan really not want to be a stepdad for personal preference, or is it because of trauma? Okay, I get you. Well, where does personal preference come from, right? When we really look at it, how our personality is formed is usually through praise and punishment and trauma, right? So let's take a look here, Katie, and see what Spirit wants you to know here around this. All right. All right. Yeah, we do have, we've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is, the Hermit card, which they also got. I'll just bring it in now because we got the Hermit card and the Nine of Pentacles. This energy here is well, I guess the camera's over here, is all the this is the outside world and wanting to be by themselves, and the Hermit card is they're comfortable, they're introverted in a way of being by themselves, and but all that it was formed here by the Seven of Cups, all this emotional, um, like you said, emotional trauma, but emotional confusion, a lot of emotional experiences when they were young. I feel if you ask them, is this because of your emotional trauma? They can't um, admit trauma because of this energy they have about how they use those things to judge themselves. This Judgment card normally doesn't mean that, but there's this um, energy of they judge themselves so harshly, and it comes from being judged so harshly when they were younger. And you know I feel like it's taken him a long time here with this Page of Swords and the Two of Pentacles to achieve some sort of balance in his life, right? Where it took a lot to get past all of those things, and I feel like it is this you know a little bit of fear that it will bring everything back up. It's like they've been able to become a functioning, you know, person to the extent they want to be, and they're afraid that if they dig deeper, it's just going to ignite things inside. Oh, cool. Yeah, understand his sole purpose, right? Because we've got here, this is just, just what I was just talking about with the high priestess. This is someone who steps back and dives deep into the unknown, brings the hidden up and in the unknown. And here's the Knight of Swords, which ignites new thoughts, new thinking, the Page of Wands, igniting new energies, from before. And that's what all these are, together bringing up is like there's this, I just want to let sleeping dogs lie. And if I'm a stepdad, then dad, dad relationships get resparked, but it's their inner child that's afraid. It's not the adult, you know, Jordan that's afraid. It's the inner child Jordan that's afraid because the inner child hasn't, been um, comforted. It hasn't been allowed to transform things. There's a great book which, if they're open to it, and so if there's any interest in this, The Presence Process, it's a beautiful book that has some breathing exercises, which I didn't do because I'm so out of shape. I got lightheaded, but I know. We don't hide anything here. But, you can see all the pages that are highlighted and done there. But, it's a lot about connecting with the inner child, and so there is, beautiful energies about dealing with those charged emotions that are below the surface, and those things that are, bubbling down there, and, yeah, yeah, child-adult relationships. So you're right in the I feel like you're right there with your intuition and, empathic abilities. You're picking up on those things going, "Well, preferences, oh, it's just my preference." It's like, well, preferences come from somewhere, you know? Um, so they are down there. Yeah, it could be. Or he could heal and then he's off to Europe to just join a band. You're just like, "Really?" Yeah, absolutely. So anything is possible. I was just blowing smoke. But I feel for you, for your part of your journey, you know, um, it's really coming back to being here in the moment. So a good I'm all about the books. I should become a book distributor. We're reading this again, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle here. If you haven't read this, this is a good book about coming back to now, coming back to the present. Yeah, I knew he was I remember he was a musician. That's why I said, "Hey, gonna join a band, a rock band, and I'm going to Ireland." But um, it's about coming back to the present in this moment. We get anxiety when we think of the future. We get depressed and sad when we think of the past. But it's about coming back to this moment, realizing, okay, what do I look at in this moment? So, um, yeah, if he has it, borrow it. Or I got mine from a used bookstore because they've been around for decades. So there's plenty out there. But it's an amazing, powerful, life-changing book. It's one of the many. So I highly recommend it because it helps come back to here, come back to now instead of being sucked into the future and being sucked into the past. It's like when we live in the now, but we get drawn into anxiety of the future and drawn into the anxiety and sadness of the past too. So, all right, Katie. Yeah. So, if he wants to reach out, definitely, we can definitely do a soul purpose. All right. So many blessings to you again. Thank you so much for your donation. I really appreciate those. And yeah, I think you're right on the money there. Yeah. It's his past emotional experiences. We'll call him that. It's like because of the interactions that he had. Yeah. Yeah. So it's, below the surface, and he's dealt with it enough, and he's like, "Okay, I don't wanna, yeah, I wanna let the sleeping dogs lay," and it's all right, but the dogs are when he falls asleep, the dogs are awake, chewing on the shoes and doing everything else. So they're not being destructive. They're still gnawing and doing things and keeping him from experiencing things in his life, but not enough to the point yet where it's the fear of facing those doesn't outweigh the ugly feeling yet of missing out on things in his life yet. So, yeah, yeah. He's living his life, his journey. So, all you can do is live yours, right? And just focus on your front door. That's all. That's the best thing that we can do, right? All right, my dear. Many blessings to you. Hey, Jordo. Get out. So infinity is one. You are up next. So, why do I feel so connected with the lake? I'm going to give that a love and a like there. And thank you for your donation, Infinity. And so you say, why do you feel so connected with Leo? What is the purpose and future of your connection? Yeah, let's take a look here and see what we have here. All right. So, why do you feel so connected with the Leo? And what is the purpose and future of your connection? All right. Let's see what we got coming in here. All right. And then what's the future of your connection here? Okay. Okay. So, we've got here, um, the Ace of Cups here. One of the big purposes of the connection here is for you to be able to understand your self love more with this Ace of Cups because you've got the Three of Pentacles too. Let's see if I can get it to focus there. There we go. Which is about you being true to your authentic self. And even the Four of Wands, not Four of Wands, the Four of Swords, it's to help bring peace of mind. And when you look at the combination of all three of these, the this the Four of Swords usually has the three swords, like that on the wall, which represents our heartbreak and expectations equal disappointment. And what draws us into that is, this, with the Three of Pentacles is, uh, we fear, if I'm myself and I don't do what this person wants, that this person gets mad. And this other person who's the supporter of me, if I don't do what they want, they get mad and they become one of them. And then they join forces. And, it's like we have this fear of being true to our authentic self and being ourself. And a lot of the Leo energy of, the why you feel connected is because that this was this um it's this purpose. It is this relationship that you both agreed that you would have because they're learning stuff from you that you'll never know, but this is what you wanted to learn from them, in this situation, in this relationship that's here. So you've got this, um this purpose together, to this mirroring that was intentional. And that's why, you've got this connection, because you could be even equal mirrors. They could be learning a lot about themselves in the same manner, but because you're not a Leo either, are you? But there's this energy, that learning yourself love, learning to appreciate who you are and be true to yourself and not feel like you have to change to be what everyone else wants you to be. There's this energy, and I feel like this is a big mirror of why you guys have such a strong connection. I don't feel like you're going to be together in a relationship in the future, though, because we've got the when I asked, what's the purpose and future of your connection? I'm like, well, you got the Hermit card and the Nine of Pentacles. Both of these are the Hermit is being, all Leo rising. Yeah, so you see the world through their eyes. It's how you see the world. So you guys see the world in a lot of similar ways here. So, but this Nine of Pentacles is about being independent, and, the Hermit, which is the number nine, being away from and by yourself in the physical world from them. So there is this that's here, and again, the purpose, has this Eight of Swords, which is becoming aware of the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that make you feel blinded and bound and trapped there. And so we do have this, energy that comes in here, and about understanding, about clearing away that. But, ultimately, this is what it helps you bring peace, because when you face those fears and feel like you can be yourself, and you're, have all this anxiety about letting people down and disappointing people, you're like, the feeling of just, I get to be me, and everyone else can just deal with it or not. There's plenty of people in the world, and surely there's going to be a group of people that accept me and love me for who I am. And it's true, they will. And you've got the Two of Wands too, which it also tells you here a little bit about, your power. I guess I could put it in front of the camera instead of over here. The power of energetic choice that comes in here too, about what I want to do, where do I want to head, what I focus on grows and expands. And, the energetic choices that come in here between the two of you also determines the future of your connection. I don't feel like it would there's this destiny or fate, or possibility of being like in a relationship partnership for long term or anything like that. It just feels like it's the interactions that you have depends on your if you're when you're focusing on your fears, then the fears grow. When you focus on the gratitude, and that grows. And so I feel like you learn a lot about that through your interactions together there too. So, that's what's coming in there. Alrighty. So many blessings to you. So hopefully that helps a little bit with what's going on there. But I just feel like you guys do have that. And that makes sense with Leo rising and Leo energy. You definitely see that, through each other's, that's their CEO, and your rising sign is how you see the world through the glasses. You're like, oh, okay, I can see through how you see the world too. All right. So many blessings. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And then Timmy, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. Appreciate that. And you want to know work for the rest of the year and new prospects as well. Sure, let's take a look here and see what we have here. I'm going to be on for, if I stretch, it'll be 10 minutes. So I'll try to get, I have a PayPal that just came through right before you, Patty. So we will try to get to Shay Shay and then to Patty as well here after Timmy. So you want work for the rest of the year. All right, and Olivia. So probably not going to be able to get through all of these in 10 minutes because I want to give, I want to be, I don't want to just rush through them and get them done. I want to give you the respect you deserve on those. So for some of you, I might have to do that after I get done with my praying mantis session after this, which I'm leaving here in like 9 minutes. I will be back to complete those, and you guys will be first in line for those. All right. So let's take a look here. So Timmy, work for the rest of the year, 1, 2, and 3. And then other prospects. Let's see what they have here for you. All right. Energy on the bottom of the deck. I mean, you've got the seven of cups here, which there's a lot of opportunities that are opening up. It's like all of those represent like, well, I could do that, or I could do that, or I could do that, or I could do that. So I feel like you're not going to have a throughout the year, a lack of possibilities and a lack of prospects. In fact, one of them even has to do like with the King of Wands, which is entrepreneur energy. So some of this also, it's like you starting up a side business of some sort that comes in here. There's that possibility with that as well. Um, so let's look at your work first here and see what we got here. Okay. So the moon card, you do have a lot of hidden and unknown things that are going to be making themselves known here at work. And so there's some changes coming that aren't being shared yet, and that's okay. You're going to be fine through it anyway, when that comes in. But you've got the 10 of swords and the magician card. This is about letting go of expectations, letting go of a lot of the thoughts, the beliefs, the mindsets that, no longer serve us, no longer, um, they're the small teachers, these fears. And you get to the point of, I'm just sick and tired of trying to make everyone else happy. And the magician card is, I feel like this is the 10 is the endings and beginnings. And the magician card being the number one in the major arcana is this new beginning, this new flash that comes. So I feel like with this moon energy with work, it just feels like there's these changes that come, and you're like, you know what? You've been bending over backwards. You really been pushing a lot, you know, with work. And if it's a current job, I just feel like there's this, I'm just tired of doing that, and I'm going to look for something new. And I like this because you do have a ton of opportunities that come in with all of that. Let's take a look at here too. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. So you have here the Six of Swords and the Seven of Wands. The Six of Swords is you're leaving behind thinking that no longer serves you, right? We already know that with the Ten of Swords, but you're leaving behind fears, old ways of thinking, leaving choppy waters to go to calmer waters. And so there is this movement. You have this change of mind and mindset that results in changes in your outside world. And it brings you into the spotlight with the Seven of Wands, where you're seeing and you get movement, you have change that happens. Some people are like, "Why do you get to go do what you love to do in your life and we don't?" And it's like, "Too bad. That's not your problem. Go enjoy your life. You put in the work for it, obviously. So go do it. Whether it is a promotion or moving to a new company, starting your own company, doing what you love, it is this energy of moving forward with all of that. Six of Swords can also mean movement across water, if that resonates for you. That's just coming to mind here. So, if that resonates, but I like it for you. It's very positive, a lot of opportunities, a lot of movement. Um, you know, Success wise, let me just take a look here at money. I just want to get nosy for a sec. Yeah, the Knight of Cups, movement of emotion. And I feel like money isn't it doesn't fluctuate a whole lot. Like you're not leaving one job to get, oh wow. But the satisfaction you get with that Knight of Cups is worth money. I feel like you get more satisfaction in what you head off and what you do that makes you feel, that way. You're going to vacation in Europe in May. Woohoo! You're like, I'm gonna put some job applications in. Just kidding. But you never know. But I like this. I like this energy because I do feel like there's a lot of potential for the remainder of this year. So I like that for you, Timmy. So that's what they have. Many blessings to you. Appreciate that. All right. So I think I can get one more in here. So let's jump to you, Shay Shay. And then Patty and Olivia, I'll have to complete yours when I come back in about an hour and a half, maybe sooner, um, and then we'll complete your guys out first. All right, very good. Thank you. You're very welcome, Timmy. All right, so Shay Shay, thank you for your donation. Let's take a look here. So he left you on read because okay. Yeah, yeah, right. I get you. All right, thank you, Patty, for understanding. You're paranoid because you like him back. All right, let's take a look here. See what's why did the conversation go to this here? Let's see what's going on here. All right. Yeah, um, did you make a donation, Irresistible Smile? Because I haven't done any free readings at all yet. I've just been doing donations. In fact, I'm about to leave and didn't even finish all the donations, but I will be back. So you have the Fool card coming in here. The Fool, which is this it feels like new territory for them, and I just feel like it's just so new to them. It just feels so new. And we've got the 3 of Pentacles, which is about being true to their authentic selves, and the 3 of Swords, which is also the fear of disappointing by being true to their authentic selves. It is good. It is, I mean, because it's new, it's changing, it's altering, they're trying to balance things, with the 2 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles, their fears of not being good enough, and that good old humanity in us that bubbles up to the surface, I feel is a lot of what's going on here. Even on the bottom of the deck, we got the 5 of Cups. So they're in this transformative, trying to balance, the stuff that's going on here, right? And I feel like, there is this energy that when when they feel like someone's going to reject them or they're not good enough, that freaks most people out. When their inner child feels unsafe or out of control, then it just kind of, the mind goes out, and yeah, yeah. And it's like, "Oh, okay, I get that." And you have the Empress on the bottom of the deck too. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurture your heart. Do that. But, um, but when you recognize you're going into fear, which is that's what happens, it's like, "Oh, what does that mean? When he did that, this means this about me." Whoop, alarms go off, fear comes, and then what do? We start reacting instead of being here in the moment, and going, okay, this doesn't mean anything about me. Something's going on with them, and I get to look at me. And you can protect your heart, but we don't have to attack in our mind or in our, or flee and run either, right? So that's why you ran to me. You're like, hey. So it's like, okay, um your answers got short. They're like, "Okay," and I don't know what that means about he left you on read. Um, I'm an old man, sometimes you have to explain stuff, but whatever it's that they're doing, it's like, okay, we can take a deep breath, take a step back, refresh. Oh, he read it and didn't reply. Okay, and you said your answers got short. I was like, so, you know oh, he didn't give you much of a reply. So maybe he's doing something, and it's like, okay, we've got the temperance, so just allow things to unfold, trust the flow, and we can look at this here. So I do like that. Trust the process, trust the journey. It will all unfold. But just be aware, take some deep breaths and maybe journal a little bit, get it out of your heart and out of your head and into um until trust the process. Yes, right. And so journal and put those things out because they help. And then when you feel this way again, you can go, wait a minute, what was this? And you can go back in your journal. I know I learned so much in reviewing my 5 years of journaling. And yeah, in your head, free rent. Yeah, exactly. So, just allow the balance between the head and the heart and take some deep breaths and go, you know what? No one can hurt me. That's my job, my own job, right? No one can hurt me. I can only hurt myself. And they just have actions, they just have that. And say, why do I feel that means something about me? And what do I feel that would mean about me? And is that true? Just really look at that because it's perfect. That's why this is unfolding between the two of you so that you can, um, transform these things. So trust. You're gonna be, you know, I like whenever I get stressed out, and still to this day, all I have to do is look at any news for 5 seconds, and I'm like, "Oh, there goes that here comes those old feelings up," and it's like, "Oh, what am I afraid of?" But I usually just look and go, "You know what? I'm going to I'm either gonna get through this moment or I'm not. In either case, I'm gonna be fine because I'm either gonna get through this moment and I'm gonna be fine, or I'm gonna be dead and I'm gonna be more than fine because I'm gonna be out among the ethereal, full-blown flying through the universe, right?" So, you're good. You're good. Yeah, just picture this. Let this be your focus. Oh, Buddha Buddha, look at their little tails making a heart. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. All right. I do need to take off. Hey, Katie, I did see an appointment come through. So that's him. I'm excited. Well, very good. All right, everybody. Oh, let me take some screenshots. Oh my God. um, they're gonna beat me with a wet noodle over in my praying mantis. They're going like, why you putting us last? What's going on? No, they're very understanding. So I don't want to take advantage of that though. Let me just take some screenshots for everyone with the free readings. I will be back in about an hour and a half, maybe sooner. Depends. I don't think I'm hungry. So I'll probably come back on and finish out the free readings. And I do have a couple donations that I did not complete. Thank you guys so much for being understanding. And I will return and I will post I'm sorry, I'm trying to do two things at one same time. Let me just grab these and not think about too much of it. I'll post a comment on the bottom of the new video listing the order in which I completed the readings. That way you can find your reading more easily when you come back. So thank you guys again for all your patience and all the donations. It definitely helps me, um, continue to offer all the free things I do. And so, I really appreciate that. So let me give these some love and a like here too. Thank you, Patty, and thank you, Olivia. I'll give that some love. And I shall return. And Ahmed, I did get yours in there, so I will return. So thank you guys again. Much love to you. And remember, every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you're at in the world. If you need something to do while you're waiting, I have a ton of free content over on my main page. You can follow your heart. And I've got a bunch of eclipse information and pick a cards. about love and money and finance and full moon alerts and equinox 3-month readings and Aries season, a ton of stuff. I put a lot of free content out. Thanks to you guys. So many blessings, much love. I'm out. I'll see you soon.